Welcome. Um, we can say this is the first official show that we've done. I've done one before, but I never released it. But this week we're gonna be releasing a lot of stuff from this channel, and this is all about keeping things basically 100% Bundy. We're gonna keep it live, direct, straight from the mouthpiece. We're gonna keep it honest. We're gonna keep it straight up, dope, cool, and inspired. You know what I'm saying? This is where we want to really talk a lot of stuff. Like, I don't want to meet. We're not trying to. Matter of fact, let's keep it 100%. This is more from the male ego, the male mind, if you will, the male. This is where we could talk and chop up real game, like no fake game, real game. We could look at each other. We could check each other. We could, you know what I'm saying? This is the clubhouse where the guys could just be guys and we could just talk about things that really are pertinent to us, things that we don't get too much space to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times our quote unquote voices are not allowed to be part of the conversation. I know that there's a lot of argument from that on the other side, and there's plenty of places for that. This is just our side where we can speak, where we don't have to always feel so. Even though this is still the internet, so we're gonna be respectable, of course, but at the same time, we don't have to overly cherry pick our words. That doesn't mean I don't want a whole lot of dickhead shit going down in the comment section. I mean, we still gonna have to be men. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I invite you to, especially ladies coming inside. I want you guys to take a look at it from a male perspective. We're going to try and lay down the foundation from a male perspective, from a male's mind, instead of getting game from a whole lot of people that's trying to sell you some shit. You could just sit. If you come in and you sit in, you gonna actually hear how we speak, hear how we see things, and then we're gonna present a lot more data points to cement our position on anything that we're currently anchored in. You know what I mean? And this is here we gonna also allow ourselves to make mistakes, man. Because I really feel like you should always, in order, if you will never grow if you're not willing to admit when you're wrong, admit when you've made mistake, admit that you don't know everything, so you can learn something new. Because if you have a I know everything mentality, then you've hit the apex. You've peaked. This. Why are you talking to anyone at this point? Think about it. So, without further ado, we're gonna get into a lot of stuff that's been going on this week. You know what I'm saying? And this is a good way to segue into something that I'm gonna drop a full video onto it. I'm gonna touch lightly on it now, but we'll dig a whole lot deeper on it on a separate video. But this is a show, so we're gonna go over a few topics. Dig it? So right now, the Ayesha Curry fiasco, if you will, that's gone like crazy on black Twitter, if you will, and black media sites. And this is a conversation piece that I think is anyone could deal with, but when it deals with the black sector of the internet, a lot of things get magnified. A lot of things can get real greasy out there, man. No punches out there, dig it. So in any event, basically they did a show with Ayesha Curry, and it wasn't about Ayesha Curry. Like, believe me, if you heard everything first before you actually see the video, you'd almost think it was she invited that conversation. It was just all about that. No, it was couched in a larger conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So hearing about it, you would think, oh man, she was just talking real reckless. Niggas was saying that she just want to get dug out and yada yada. And niggas was wilding, son. Like, the bros were wilding online to a level in which I think that was quite unnecessary, man. Like, real talk, man. They was like digging deep on certain things. I understood the game that they was trying to build on top of it. And there's a lot of brothers that I follow, but I have to be honest with you. I don't think this the level in which everything got ratcheted up, it wasn't that deep for that conversation. There was so much other conversations and other things that they kind of talked on that I felt like if that's all you've gotten out of that interview, then wow, because that was a quite a deep reach. Like I remember watching, like, well, I watched this shit, so I'm sitting here and I'm like, I like waiting for it to happen. I'm like, that's it, like that's it. That's all she said. She wasn't that deep. It wasn't that deep. We all knew women looking for male attention. This is nothing new. She ain't saying nothing special. So if we know this is an obvious occurrence, then we can admit to that. The only argument we should have is saying that I'm respecting her for being honest enough to tell it. But their issue is something a little bit more personal, as she even suggested, because she said it's her insecurities. She even admitted it. And I'm going to watch it again and I might revisit this one more time. But the fact of the matter is, it really wasn't that deep. Not worth it getting the shelf life it's gotten online. And it's like ongoing conversation. People just dropping video after video, which opens up another larger conversation about how this is where the private media we're supposed to present instead of selling news. Now they're just running with every headline and want to produce the same type of content. The last headline that just went out just got, now that they got the pulse on the people. So if I know that people will want to like tear this person down, I'm on it, because I'm seeing the energy everyone's going with. So by the time I get onto, I'm fired up that I'm really willing to dig deep on it there. I really needed to. It wasn't really that deep of a conversation. This was just women stuff, and some things a guy talks and some things a girl talk. And we have to keep that in mind when we deal with the conversation. So when you see them going off into something a little bit more codified, that you can see guys kind of build off of and bond off that moment where they understand what you're saying, then that's rhetoric they could understand. That supersedes you. You can't come in an inside conversation and then dictate politics differently within that. Like, you supposed to run that. I can't jump in the A alphabet and start producing a bunch of B words and get mad that it don't make no sense. No one can relate. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to change A conversation to a B conversation. And you know what C means? See your ass out. This is how you get caught up in the game. And I really feel like the bros just, even if there was things worth analyzing and some of their takeaways was poignant, but it wasn't even that deep. It wasn't that deep. It wasn't that deep. She said something that we all know all women are like. I don't care what woman you with. Coretta Scott King still wants some sort of male adulation, male attention. It's a female thing. It makes them know that they still got it. Especially if they feel like they man ain't looking. And when they man ain't looking and they notice no one's looking, and that seems like a depression on a certain level that only women will be able to deal with, because it's a woman's story. It's not a male story. We have our own self-reflections and dealings with that mirror as well that we have to deal with. We have our vanity complexes, but it's expressed differently. A lot of things is correlated about the same, and correlation is about the same because we both carry this ego. But men are more like anchored in their pride a certain kind of way, and they're tied into it, and it also ties into mating, the pecking order of mating. That being said, we have to understand that sometimes when we get into certain conversations and try to analyze it, we have to keep in mind the paradigm we're in, and that was a female paradigm. So I couldn't really take it too direct. Like, she was saying a lot of stuff, and women dig into the in-betweens and the gray a lot more. That's what they like to do. Us, we like to be a little bit more to the I just want a yes and no. I don't want to be here all day for you explaining me the gray. I just want to know the black and white. Because you have me all day sitting here listening to you try to explain away the gray. You dig? That being said, I just feel like a lot of the brothers, man, need to fall back on this one. It wasn't that deep. It wasn't that deep. And from what I understand, this niggas out here straight up cold game showing they ass. Like jumping in DMs. And not so much DMs because you can't really pull that unless someone's reposting it. But I'm talking about posting it on their pages and all types of effed up verbiage that is totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. And totally unbecoming of gentlemen. You dig? Like, we could get barbaric on this channel, but we gonna spit that live. We gonna spit that real. And we won't have to be 100% on it. You know what I mean? And that was just like, it got to the point where it got to be weak sauce. It was like we got so much ammunition, there was no need for us to stretch. We ain't got to stretch the batter. We got so much raw on the contradictions of what's going on with this man versus women argument online. And we got so much like on the game that this one wasn't needed just to prove a point. Like, I feel like a lot of this got something to do with some hate for Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like this got more to do with Steph Curry. Some hate for him, and also some hate for her, coming from it from different angles. And I'm gonna do a little bit more like research on what the other side is saying. Right now, I just wanted to deal with the homies because I felt like the homies kind of like, when I listened to it, I was like, I think we need to pull back on this one a little bit. This is inciting a lot of dudes to get real reckless with their mouth and thinking it's okay to start disrespecting, man. We gotta respect the game. There's codes and honor. We got codes and honor on the table for some shit. You dig? We got codes and honor on the table for some shit. We don't need this. This is ammunition for the other side to make us look ridiculous. Give them justification for how they are responding with us. So we have to be steadfast on this one. You know what I mean? We didn't need this one. We didn't need to reach that far to get this one to prove our point. We got too much out here. And now we got more and more people like coming to the table. You know what I mean? That being said, I want to move on to something that I think that we don't do enough of, is celebrate our wins, man. We've come a long way, especially online with this. And I'm saying we too much because I also say men in general. But when it comes to YouTube space, I'm new here, so you know what I mean. But I watch a lot of brothers, and I know who is in it for the last wave of the male female gender war on YouTube, especially when it comes to the black superstars of it. You know what I mean? And we've watched a lot of blunders. We see a lot of sisters coming to the table. Shout out to BGS. He said this a long time ago. That shit is warm now. You want to start seeing them come to the table. And you know what we seen in all this past year or so coming to the table? One miss who created the most deepest of cardinal sins. I haven't really heard from her. I have to go check her channel just to see if she Gucci. You know what I'm saying? When she out here, she charged it to the game and had a baby. Fulfilling the prophecies of so much other gentlemen that's come before online that has said this game, laid this down. There have been sisters that touched on this game a long time ago about how chicks respond. A lot of women know the game. They know what's going on. They know a lot of this is tied to biology, which we totally take it out of the equation a lot of times, which is messing up our relationships, especially between the sexes. It's just a game. You know what I'm saying? It's just a game. Next up, I'm going to do one big one on this, but we got to touch on this, man. We got this whole incident going on with Joe Budden and his girl Sin. Now, first off, man, I tell a lot of dudes, man, we got to do better with how we handle our game. Real shit, B. Like, if it's over, it's over. Don't get me wrong. I'm also taking into consideration they are celebrities and they could be pimping the spotlight, releasing information as it goes, just to thread out a reality show line. But if we could use this as a staple point to have a conversation on, yo man, you just had a kid. Even if this was a show, I don't think this was a wise move. Even for someone that's from a marketing standpoint, marketing yourself as a black man, that you're willing to just throw your whole relationship to the side so quick. Now, I'm not so quick to say that the chick that you was walking with was your lady. You could walk with a chick and all of a sudden that's your lady. You walking with a chick and all of a sudden she's the reason you guys broke up. For all we know, they broke up and then he started dating her. Which goes into this conversation we gotta talk about, man. The vanity of some of you ladies. You see a nigga walking with a chick and all of a sudden you assume that she done fucked up their relationship. Could you believe? No. Let me tell you something. There's very few girls that really got juice to squeeze to break up a relationship, because more than likely if a chick is the other chick in a relationship, remember, she can't be chose to be the other chick unless it was that one nigga that chose her. She can't take what he's not willing to give. That's just the game. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some girls that got that type of sauce to spill. I'm not gonna front. I can't fake it. They got that kind of juice. They got that kind of leverage to flip a nigga. That can happen. But even at the end of the day, there's a decision to be made, and all shit go through bro. All shit go through bro. So you gonna put that on her? Come on, man. Come on, man. And then I see how y'all circling the wagons just to protect sis. What is this? What is this? Now it's, oh, he's got him a chocolate girl. Chocolate? She looked like she could be a Afro-Latina if she says she was. Y'all don't give Zoe Saldana, who constantly says La Negra. That's what she is. She's black. Y'all quick to say she ain't black or she ain't black enough. Amara La Negra, same thing. She ain't black enough. But this sister is a typical black woman. That's what we gonna do. And I'm cool with you saying this. I'll run with it. But then tomorrow, don't say these other women are stealing black women bodies. Because if we come in many different shapes. Now, if you say we have a stereotypical shape, we can't have exactly two stereotypical shapes. You're gonna have to make it make sense for me, man. Real shit. That's what I'm talking about. Moving the goalposts in these type of conversations, and nobody wins. We get to no bottom line. And I know what that all is. This is actually exposing the insecurity of a lot of my sisters out here, man. You picked her as the win, the W. And then you have to also acknowledge that she's got a weird story no one's looking at. So you're going to tell me she used to date a white gentleman that was out here in court for saying racial epithets, and she jumped to Twitter tweeting about it, but there's no scrutiny for that? Then she could get to come back and date a black man that tomorrow you'll say is not black enough because he's high yellow? But then where's the colorism in that if she's so chocolatey? That tomorrow you'll say that ain't chocolate enough to be black on another day? And is he a featurist because she doesn't have a Whoopi Goldberg's nose, a Whoopi Goldberg's lips? I mean, what we doing here? Because she don't have exactly Afrochord features as you guys out there on the other side will argue tomorrow. If a brother shows up with a black girl you don't like, that she ain't dark enough in her features. And if she's dark enough and darker than y'all, she ain't got the features of a black woman. It's like, And if she got a wide nose or something like that, she is Afro Latina. It don't count. It's like, yo, like, you can't win. Which brings me to this, man. What's black enough? We got so many arguments on this topic, man. I try not to dig too deep on these, but we gotta talk on it, man. What's black enough? Because now we're in a different type of situation where now everybody wants to marginalize themselves. They want to separate themselves even more. So don't get me wrong, I know there's subcategories amongst us, but now people want to politicize it and make it valid, independent of everything else. That these separate conversations, which I'm not gonna lie about, sometimes a lot of these you should deal with it in a vacuum, so we could kind of like just focus on that. But I think we been irresponsible in how we've handled these conversations, that now we've taken it to a place where now what's black enough? I know we got subcategories, but if all these subcategories under black could be pulled out of the black line, then what's black now? And now if we gotta play the game of, oh, well, this is our contributions, and I want no one appropriating it underneath these micro subcultures, then you gonna have to accept it the other way. A lot of the people from the Caribbean is gonna have to take hip hop back now, because a lot of that was created in New York by, guess what? A lot of them was immigrants. Most of them was immigrants. The biggest rappers in the beginning were all especially coming out of New York, the birthplace of it, was some sort of Caribbean people. Let's be clear. Caribbean and Latin people. Yeah. We have to start doing the homework, and we want to start doing that. And that's what I'm saying. Be careful. Be careful when you start separating yourself. Be careful. Because then you can't take, once you put that hard line between y'all, you can't take it back on a different conversation. Say, yeah, we did this. No. Someone's going to tap you on the shoulder. No, we did that. Remember when y'all said that we got to separate it like this? Y'all did what y'all did, but y'all are y'all. All right, then that's ours too. Yeah. And all the influence that came from it. Yeah. Don't cut your nose to spite your face. That's just the game. But anyway, we're going to keep this one real light, man. This is a short one, but we're going to get into it again, and we're going to talk some more, have some more fun. Go run through the news of what's going on. There's a couple other topics I do want to touch on, but we're going to get there. I want to also start like pushing up a lot of like interesting things, that repost a lot of interesting things that I think that is worthy of the male brain to start accepting or listening to some interesting tidbits of information, because I don't want this channel to be just all about, yeah, we'll have the show, of course, where we jump into the main topics, but then there's other things that we could actually start putting out there that I think that guys need to be aware of, know of, people that you may need to look out and follow, a lot of things to help male growth and promote male maturity, you know what I mean, and also even allow us to vent a little bit. We got things we need to vent on, we got things on our chest too, just like everybody else, and it's the internet, it's wide open anyway. But so visitors, if you want to come in, sit down, put your feet up, oh man, sit down and politic with us. But think about it from our perspective, because this is an inside kind of conversation you stepping in on. And if you're gonna ask any questions or even want to drop some suggestions, also keep it in mind how we approach it, man. Let's not be dickheads about it. I want to have fun with this. You know what I mean? I don't do too much of the drama joint. I think a lot of that is just a waste of time. Just to get to the real shit. At least for me, baby. But anyways, man. Like again, I said, you know what I mean. Leave comments below. Tell your peoples about this show. Watch the channel. Watch the vids, watch the subjects, and watch us develop. Take care. Chill.